Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about BB7 All-Stars, a season of actual All-Stars, everybody.
That's right. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, there is a link in the description. All right. So we are coming off of Diane getting put on the block here by
as the
Janelle.
Renum.
Yes. And Will is like, this is great. I mean, everything is just working for me. I've got my fingers in this season 6 alliance and I'm ready to rip it apart.
Yeah, he says, oh, what a sucker. She didn't put me up. And I'm going to just drive the wedge right on down through season 6.
Yeah. And he's right. Like he has driven a wedge now, because the next thing we see is James is done. And we saw that a little bit of this in the previous episode. He's like done with season 6, but we see him out on, the backyard patio with Danielle. And this is something she's also been waiting for, division amongst the 4 season 6 people.
Season 6 James and season 3 Danielle, they are back. They are here and they're ready to tear it up.
Yeah, right. So season 6 is not looking too good right now. Another person who is upset at all of these goings on is Marcellas. He is like, he's just on a tear here. He's talking to Erica and Diane, I believe, both of the ladies who are on the block.
Yes.
And he, we have seen him so buddy-buddy with Janelle. Like they were in love. They were in the bathtub together. They maybe had a final 2 deal. I don't know. But he's done with that because the women are under attack by Janelle and he won't stand for it.
He won't stand for it. He wants, he thinks she wants to be the last woman standing with all of the dudes. And so if he gets HOH, he's going to go after Janelle first. Yeah, she's the first one to go out of season 6.
Yeah. I think he said something about like, she's got a bullet coming after her or something. I was like, whoa, Marcellas. Okay. But he says like, bullet. He's like, I love women too much to stand for this. Like he's kind of like making this point of like, he's always been close to women. He, has aligned himself with women and Janelle's taken him out and he's just not happy about that. So he's like ready to turn on her as well. Like it really could not be going worse for Janelle post veto ceremony, socially within the house.
Yeah, Marcellas also says that they are all handing the game to Will and Boogie week after week, which I was like, yes.
That's a correct assessment.
You got that one. You nailed it right there. On the nose, that one. I loved that Diane, and by love, I mean what? Diane was in the diary room and she says that she has been walking on eggshells this whole time around that fat bee. I'm not going to say the whole word. She said the whole real word.
Oh my God.
I was girl.
These people feel strongly and they just...
The words they throw around about each other.
I know, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we do see Janelle up in the HOH room with Kaser, and she is a little bit nervous about how that all went down. The veto ceremony was not great. She's concerned with how people in the house are taking it. And especially, they just keep kind of talking about like, we just got to make sure the alliance is good. So they're like especially concerned about James. And that is where their concerns should lie based on what we've seen so far.
Right. Right about around now is when Danielle tells Chilltown that there's a new 4. Her and 4. James, Mike and Boogie. Wait, Mike is Boogie. Will and Mike.
Yeah.
They are going to be the 4.
And
they're going to take down Janelle / season 6. But season 6 is coming apart. And Will's like, James, really? And she's like, oh, he wants to come after Janelle. And then Will and Mike are just like, yeah.
What? Yeah. They just...
Great.
I mean, this is when, like, we've seen so many joint DRs with Boogie and Will. And I'm just starting to wonder, like, is the house not suspicious that they keep getting called to the diary room together? I mean, obviously they're Chilltown, they're an alliance. Like, they all know that. But, like, why only those 2 are getting called to the DR together? They have so many little segments with the two of them doing their fake phone calls and laughing it up at the rest of the house about how they're all just like eating out of their hands. And I'm like, there's no suspicion from the rest of the house here.
Well, yeah. I mean, they know they're working together, but if I were in that house and I saw any pair, even if it was like an outright, I know you guys are a pair, but if I see you go into the diary room more than one time,
alarm bells, hello.
I'm not cool with that, just because I feel like you're the star of the show then. Like, worst case scenario, you're running the game. But like, even if you're not running the game, you're like the star of the show, right? They're not going to keep asking you into the diary room, or you're not going to keep going into the diary room together. Yeah.
And I feel like I just don't really see them calling pairs into the diary room to talk about how poorly the game is going for them. Like, I think it kind of should suggest to people like, this might mean that things are working out for Will and Boogie in a way that we should not be happy with and we should not be okay with. But like, we haven't seen anything from the rest of the house yet.
Yeah. I wonder what it was like on the live feeds, if they were like, they're going again. But no, everyone loves them, protects them. They're doing just fine.
I know.
Okay, Diane. She's got to get those votes.
She's trying to campaign, but she's having a hard time because everybody promised their vote to Erica before the veto was even played. Not everybody, but like crucial votes. She's like trying to get them, and they're like, I'm so sorry, but like I already promised Erica.
Okay, I don't buy this one, but that's just what you say when you're like, oh, I don't want to switch my vote to you.
Right.
So like, I'm just going to say, I would.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. I already promised. Because as Diane points out numerous times, why would you do that before vetoes even play? These aren't the final noms. And the answer is you wouldn't, Diane. They just don't want to save you.
Yeah, right. But we do see a little bit of Danielle thinking about, what if we did keep Diane? What if I helped her campaign? What if I helped her swing some of these votes? Because everybody's just mad at Janelle. And she's like, I just want to mess with Janelle. Like, what is Janelle going to do? And she keeps saying to people, like, why are we giving the HOH what the HOH wants? Like, the only power we have in a given week over the HOH is the way the vote goes. So, like, maybe we can mess with her. Like, anybody want to do this with me?
Right. No, and I love that. And there have definitely been some situations where the house does go against what the HOH wants, just to be like, you're not in charge.
Send a message, right?
Oh, we're not with you. And I do love that. We don't have
to listen to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So Danielle does give it like a good hearty try, and it's not clear if it's really sticking. James does approach Will with sort of the same thing of like, let's just show Janelle she's not in charge.
Yeah.
So it's getting around. I also noted that Erica was a lurker through this whole
that was great.
That was so good. Every time Diane like sits down with someone, Erica's just like saunters over.
And I can't tell if it's like intentional or not. Like if she really is just kind of like shadowing Diane.
Yeah.
On purpose, she's kind of playing it off well, because she just kind of like plops down with her bowl of cereal, like, oh, what are you guys talking about? Like it seems like she's a bit clueless, but I'm like, if that's a strategy, good for you, Erica.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they are part of the same group, like this 5 in the middle. So it's not unlikely for them to be together, but you also know that person's up against you. So I want to be in every conversation they're in as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. So I'm just going to sit here, not really say, you never really see her say anything. She just sits down in her PJs, and then everybody gets up and walks away, and she's like, oh, all right, I guess we're walking away now.
Well, let's move on. It was funny.
Yeah, that was a fun edit. Now we see some of the house guests talking in the diary room, but we aren't seeing any votes during their
oh no, we're not, because guess what?
Beginning
tonight, Julie says at the top, the house guests will cast their votes live.
Hello. Now, this is
looky
fun.
There, guys.
I mean, truly, they could just scrap all the like hemming and hawing in the diary room for me. Right. Like that has never really done much for me. Like I much prefer just seeing the gameplay and then seeing them vote.
Right.
But they're making a transition here, obviously.
Right.
So, but it was exciting to like see them actually vote in the diary room live this time.
That's right.
Yeah. We do get a Marcellas package, right?
Oh, yes,
the
yes,
HOH
yes.
was first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The HOH talk with Julie and Janelle up in the HOH room, and she's just straight up is like, "Are you in love with Will?" And Janelle's like, "What? No." Oh, really?
Like,
what?
We're just really good friends, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
But she does clarify it with like, "Yeah, we're really close, and I just don't think Will's a threat to me." Which is
to me personally, she said,
right? Exactly,
is kind of true.
Exactly, yeah. And then Julie like pinpoints like, "Well, then who are you loyal to?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, still my alliance, but it changes daily." So some clarification there, some clarifiers, I should say. Mm-hmm.
I know it's a bit all over the place for me because. Julie reminds her like nobody can hear this. Like you can be frank and honest, and the fact that she's a bit wishy-washy about it, I'm like, oh, Janelle doesn't really know where her allegiance is. Like she's not fully in control of her game right now.
Yeah, when she was like, it changes daily, I was like, oh yeah, because it's just changing. I think she thinks that she's loyal to season 6, but her actions are moving away from that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say it because she's probably not comfortable with that change yet.
Yeah.
But she's in the transition of it.
Right.
I would imagine. That's my guess.
Yeah. Now we do get the Marcellas package.
Okay, this is the Marcellas package.
An interview with his former best friend Amy from Big Brother
BB3. Amy.
And she doesn't like Janelle either.
My note is, oh dear, when I was watching this. Oh, Amy. Okay, you lost me when you said your husband looked like Rhett Butler and you were living vacation all the time. And I was just like, who are you?
Who are you?
And then, she just went in on Janelle. A lot of people don't like Janelle.
They just don't. She had also had some very nasty things to say about Janelle. And I'm like, oh man, Janelle just gets beat up by people left and right. But I think Janelle just lets it roll off her back because she's like, they're jealous. Like that's kind of Janelle's take on the whole thing. And so she doesn't ever seem to be bothered by this. But I'm like, this woman like is really trashing Janelle. But she's also kind of like, it becomes clear eventually, like they have all this footage of how close they were, in BB3, but then they show the footage of Marcellas apparently turning on Amy, and now they are not friends anymore. And so she's like, Marcellas's, emotionalness is going to be his downfall. Like she's not necessarily rooting for Marcellas to win Big Brother All-Stars.
Yeah, and we can definitely see that. I mean, I haven't watched BB3. I don't believe you have either. Mm-mm. So, but I do know that Marcellas infamously did not use the veto on himself because he was friends with her and then got evicted. And we all just learned from that moment on never to do that ever. But yeah, it does seem like he can kind of just get mad and flip and really it all kind of comes from his emotions.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that in the beginning part of this episode. Like it's all tracking, We're like, oh, I see what you're talking about because that just happened. Okay, great.
Yep. Accurate.
Yes. Now we get the speeches, right?
Yes, but you know what? I was listening to when they're in the diary room and like saying, oh, the reason I would vote this person out, which never means anything because they say it about both people. Yeah. But Will says that they could send out Diane. I'd like to vote out Diane to send a message to Janelle. And I was like, Will, no, James told you that. That was James'
vote out
idea.
Erica to send a message to Janelle?
Yes.
Save Diana.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. He's like trying to claim the idea as his own.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Will, no. That's not yours. You don't get that one.
Right. Now we get their speeches. She herself was like, am I rambling? Like her speech wasn't, much of anything. Diane's, though, is one of those speeches where it just seems like they know that they're going.
They know. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I know I'm on my way out, but like, word of advice before I go. Maybe don't promise your votes to people pre-veto.
Yeah. And again, I was like, honey, that was just what they told you.
Right.
Yeah, because she says, it's all-stars. You should know better. And I was like, yeah.
They do.
They do. They just, it's the polite way to say we're not voting for you.
Yeah. Now we get the live voting one at a time in the diary room.
Yes.
And it was, I mean, Diane was right to think that she was going home because it was almost unanimous. But there was that hinky vote from Will. He voted out Erica.
You know he's going to vote differently. He can't help himself. Right. He just loves to be messy like that. So yeah, he gives one vote to Erica. Yeah. And so Diane is gone. Now, what I found interesting in her interview with Julie was that she said that in season 6, Janelle talked crap about Diane, apparently on the feeds. So Diane came into the house
hating her.
Yeah. And it made me think, was that also like Allison? Like, because gosh, so many people were hating Janelle at the beginning of the season. And I wondered did Janelle talk crap about everybody while on the live feeds?
Huh.
So yeah, that would make me come into a house and not like you.
Absolutely. But Diane is just like still confused with Julie as to why she's voted out. She's like, I was by myself. Like, I don't understand how I was a threat. I mean, Janelle had a little bit of a point because like Diane was coming after Janelle. So like it is, smart for Janelle to get someone out like that. But, Diane wasn't like calling any shots, making any huge moves, winning any comps. Like she's kind of sitting there like, was I really the biggest target in the house to get out this week? Like, I don't think so, but here I am. And then Julie asked about the Mr. and Mrs. Smith alliance. And she's like, I didn't know anything about that. Like maybe Jace thought it was real, but like he didn't ever ask me even about it. Like, so it's not real.
And I was like, well, Jace didn't know about it either. So I don't think this was a thing. I think Danielle made it up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What was I just, oh man. You said something and then I was going to, it was an amazing point. It was brilliant.
Was it about her not being the biggest target in the house and she's confused as to why she's sitting there with Julie?
Yes. Oh, because she was going after Janelle. She didn't like Janelle. Mm-hmm. So Janelle, if Janelle's going to look at that 5, then yes, she's the one out of that 5 that Janelle would worry more about. Mm-hmm. But we all know that Will and Mike were going to go after Janelle and probably had a better chance to go after Janelle. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we all know strategically getting Diane out doesn't really do anything, but
yeah, right. But she is gone now and we have to move on to the next HOH. But I think for the first time this season, we are not finding out who the HOH is at the end of this episode because it's an endurance comp, this caught in a web competition.
Caught in the web. It really kind of looks weird. It doesn't look hard to me.
No, I know. I was like, I feel like I could sit up there for hours. Like the only thing that would really make me fall, even if when they're getting sprayed with like the shaving cream or whatever it is, I'm like, that's not making me fall out of these ropes. Like,
no, it will tilt. It's gonna tilt.
Okay.
But still, you're just like gonna hang on to some ropes.
You're hanging
and
like
you're like you can put your arms through and you could put your legs through. Like I feel like there are multiple ways to keep yourself nice and sturdy, no matter which way that thing's gonna go.
Yeah, it feels like what would get me out is like, I got to go to the bathroom. Like, I'm just going to fall on purpose because I'm tired of hanging here.
Well, don't you feel safe, David? You don't need HOH? Come on. It does have those temptations. It does have these 5 golden eggs.
I'm sure Will go after that.
Of course. The fact that Will hung on as long as he did already. Which was like 2 minutes. I was impressed. What were they? One of them is a slop pass.
Yes, I'm sure George would be loving to have that because Julie does mention like that would apply to George. He could actually get real food.
One of them was like cash, right? $10,000.
$10,000. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
what the third one was?
The other one had to do with a vote. Why didn't I write that down? Oh my God, fire me right now. It had to do with a vote. Yeah, a change of vote. Shafika says change of vote. So is it like stealing someone's vote and you get to vote for them? It was something like that. That was pretty good. I don't know that I would drop for it. But there's 2 eggs with like nothing. So you're going to drop. I wouldn't drop on purpose unless on Will. Or maybe George. Maybe if I was George, I would drop on purpose because you could maybe trade if he got. I mean, if he got a nothing, he's screwed. But if you got the, I don't know if it's worth $10,000. I'd keep that $10,000.
Yeah, I think you would keep both of those over the slop thing.
So yeah, no, I would stick up there, and if I just happen to be one of the first 5 to drop, great. But
I
don't know.
We shall see how that goes down.
HOH. Yeah. Well, yeah. So like we said, it continues over to the next episode. So this was episode 12. So on Monday, we will recap 13 and 14.
Okay.
Which we always do. Mondays, we do 2 episodes. Do that.
Yes.
13 and 14, which will be the bulk of that HOH reign. But then on Wednesday, after that, we will do 15 and 16. And then from then on, it's going to be 2 episodes.
Love it.
A recap.
Okay.
2 episodes of recap. And that will get us right to the finale in like 1,000 weeks, sometime in August.
Hopefully right in time for the premiere of BB22.
Yes. Yes. That is the goal. We'll have BB22 right as we're wrapping this up. It's going to work out perfectly.
Yep.
It's going to be great. Okay. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
Will and Mike are fairly protected and sitting pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see, like, is somebody other than season 6 going to manage to get an HOH? I think that would like give this season a little bit of, needed variety, because we've just seen season 6, like, not take the shot at Chilltown over and over again. And, I think that that's given Chilltown a chance to establish themselves, where I don't think other people are necessarily going to take that shot right now. But I would love to see some like fresh meat up in the HOH room and like another side of the house calling shots.
Different strategy would be nice to see. The next question is, if it isn't a season 6 person, are they really going after season 6? Who are they going after? Does this kind of breakup affect things for real? Yeah. Are people really mad at Janelle? How long does that last?
Yep. Is Will a threat? Does anybody consider Will a threat? Is anybody going to put him on the block for real?
No, he doesn't want to be there. He's fine. He's my friend. What?
Yeah.
I love him. What?
Oh, God.
Okay, thank you guys so much for joining us live. And if you're not here with us live, please leave us a comment and let us know what you're thinking. If you're watching this for the first time, or if you were watching it live, we'd love to know how you felt back then.
Absolutely.
If you are a patron, we are going to jump over there real quick and do our heroes versus villains recap.
Yep.
That's always amazing.
So good. It's so good.
So we will see you guys soon.
All right. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.